David Berlin with ZDNet. I'm coming to you from the Showstoppers pre-event to Digital Life in New York City. And when you think about the name Iomega, if you've been around in the business a while, you may be thinking about something like the old Bernoulli boxes, removable disk storage that you could use to store stuff and back it up and put it away for a while and bring it back, and you could slide these cartridges into what was called a Bernoulli box. Well, Iomega has come a very long way since those days, and in my hands right now is one of the newest products from the company. It's called the StorCenter. It's a 1 terabyte network attached storage device, and it has 2 disk drives in it so that you can use RAID 0 or RAID 1 configurations, which is a sort of fault-tolerant way of storing your data. Here to tell me a little bit more about it is Todd Schulke, he's a reviews manager with Iomega. And Todd, I'm going to hand this over to you so you can describe what it is that this incredibly tiny box for a terabyte does.
Well, it has 2 500 gig SATA hard drives in it, and it allows you to set it to RAID 0 or RAID 1, or you can set it to JBOD. It has USB 2.0 expandability, and it also has, you can plug a printer in, so it does print sharing as well. It has a Gigabit Ethernet, and $389 for this. Plug it into your network and add storage to all your users.
So $389 for this incredibly small box, Gigabit Ethernet. Now, when you plug this in to the network, is it just instantly network accessible, or do you have to do some configuration to this?
Well, on the PC, you basically utilize a discovery tool that'll find it and map it for you, so you've got a hard drive just on everybody's desktop. On the Mac, it's Bonjour compatible. So you just go into Safari, and lo and behold, there's the drive. You can see it, you can find it, and away you go.
You mentioned that if you attach a printer to this, USB print sharing, how does that work? You just attach the printer, and then what do you have to do? Load the...
Most of the drivers would be loaded in the computer that's trying to utilize the printer, and this would just share that printer to all the users.
Okay. Now, you mentioned JBOD. You also mentioned RAID 0 and RAID 1. So for the benefit of ZDNet's audience, what are the differences between the 3?
Well, you've got just... the JBOD is just a drive, basically. So it fills one drive and expands over to the second drive. It's a large volume, the sum of the two, and for performance, basically, it's maximized. RAID 0, basically, you've got one large volume. RAID 1, you've got the sum is mirrored, so you've got 2 volumes.
So when it's mirrored, then you don't really get 1 terabyte, you get 500 megabytes. And they're mirrored to each other.
They're mirrored,
but what you get from that is you get to the benefit of fault tolerance. If one drive goes bad, your data is stored on the second drive. But it looks like sort of a very tightly enclosed package. How would you fix that problem if one drive goes bad? How do you take it apart and replace the failed drive?
You'd send that in to Iomega, and we would take care of that for you if that failed.
Okay, but then, of course, you'd have to retrieve the data off the remaining functioning drive.
Exactly.
Before you send it back, because you might need that data.
Correct.
Okay, well, Todd Schulke, thank you very much for joining me on ZDNet.
Well, thank you.
According to Schulke, if 1 terabyte of network-attached storage isn't enough for you, Iomega has another option. It's the StorCenter Pro right here under my hand, and this goes up to 3 terabytes. And at the 3 terabyte configuration, it involves 4 drives. It supports RAID 0, RAID 1, and RAID 5, and it costs $16.99. For ZDNet New York City, I'm David Berlin.